Page 256, problem number 10. I didn't figure we needed a video for that, but here are the answers for problem 10. For problem 15, we're given two functions, f of x and g of x, and we're asked to find four different values. So the first value we're trying to find here is f of g of 4. And when we deal with multiple sets of parentheses, we always want to work from the inside out. So first we're going to find g of 4. And g of 4 is, if g of x is 2x, then g of 4 is 2 times 4. And 2 times 4 is 8. So really ultimately what we're finding here is f of 8. And f of 8, if we notice here that f of x is radical x, then f of 8 is radical 8. And simplifying the square root of 8, that's 2 radical 2. I forgot, I did my work in black. I always like to do the work in blue. So I'll just switch over here. So for part B, we have g of f of 2, and f of 2 is radical 2, because f of x is radical x. So really ultimately what we're finding is g of radical 2, and g of radical 2 is 2 times radical 2. So the bottom line is, working from the inside out, find the first value, find the value of the inner function, and then find and use that output as the input for the other function. So that probably made it more confusing, but just seeing the steps here, I think maybe this might be not so bad. F of 1, we see that's radical 1. F of 1 is radical 1, and radical 1 is 1. And so f of 1 again is radical 1, which is 1. And then finally g of 0. Well, g of 0, I like to write it like this. G of 0 is 2 times 0, which is 0. And again, we're finding g of 0 again, and g of 0 is 2 times 0, which is 0. So that rounds out the answers for number 15.